Talkin' Sex Live is recorded for a live audience. This show is for mature listeners and all advice is for entertainment purposes only. This is Talkin' Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we're unlicensed sexual health therapists.
We're just a couple who's had a whole lot of sex, and we want to share our knowledge with the world.
That's right. We stopped having sex right before this, just so we can go ahead and do this show, this podcast, this live show on YouTube, just for you. So today we're going to go ahead and answer some questions from callers. But first, we are joined by our friend that we haven't seen in quite a while, Peter Ross. How are you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back, Chet and Diane. And I want to check in with you real quick. You said you stopped having sex so you could do this, but you're going to start having sex again as soon as we're finished recording, right?
We're going to stop it, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you leave. I know you're polyamorous, but we're not really into the polyamory, so we're going to go ahead and put in a flash drive into our computer, turn off the whole Wi-Fi, and then go ahead and make a little porno for us. So just for us.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
You have a nice little fire going on.
Yes.
In case you didn't know, everybody, this is our Christmas episode, our holiday episode, to be more politically correct. This is our holiday episode. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
And anything else you may
Happy Ramadan, whenever that comes up.
So many options out there. And of course, the fireplace isn't really appropriate for anyone, say, in Australia.
Yep.
Other end of the world. For them, it's summer right now. But
in California, we were on a fire watch warning because it was 78 degrees. And it's dry, and it's, wildfire can come anytime. But in case, for those people who are listening who can't see this, the fireplace is on a TV. So I'm just going to go ahead and break the fourth wall there. There's no heat coming off of that.
burns.
But it looks great. We are doing our holiday episode. What have you been up to lately, Peter? It's been just way too long.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Although I've been helping out from behind the camera on some of your productions,
right.
So I've been here, but you haven't seen me at home. Yeah, a lot of new ventures. We've been progressing with making sex toys, or at least testing out 3D printing sex toys and all kinds of clever and unique shapes and ideas.
Wait, you said we. Is this your polycule?
Yeah, good question there. Absolutely. It is not the polycule. Another change in my life is kind of a new phase. I've gotten married to one person.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes, thank you. We're pretty happy about it. We went through a whole the polycule, as you know, with various groups of people. There's always kinds of drama that break out, and different connections and fissures and cliques and whatnot. And I don't want to get into any personal business because that's everybody else's personal business. But we slowly drifted apart as the polycule, except for there's one woman and I who kind of wanted to maintain that connection and talked about maybe trying something crazy and new. This monogamy thing we keep hearing about.
It's
where we are.
It's a lot of fun, actually. I like monogamy.
I thought you were going to say it's more work.
Oh, it's
it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot less Google Calendar, I will say. Monogamy requires a lot less Google Calendar.
I like the word polycule. It sounds so scientific. It's like, because it sounds like molecule, but it's it's also like a polymer, like a plastic.
Yeah.
Which is something that you are now diving into with your sex toys.
Learning all the material sciences and everything. It's honestly, she's better with that than I am. You could ask her the questions on that. I'm like it's fun to make the shapes and in the software and the 3D models and see if it works, and then see if it fits in somebody where we want it to fit. And sometimes it doesn't, and that can be fun, or it can be it can require some healing.
Yeah, Jesus, yikes! So.
Rough edges.
Okay, yeah. Well, do you make her test them on you first? Like if it's something that is inserted? Because I
mean, it depends on the toy, honestly. Like some things are obviously anal focused, and so I mean, if sometimes we flip a coin at that point, or maybe if I was the more adventurous one in the design, she's like, "You got to convince me." It's like, all right, that's on me, and sometimes she was right.
Wow. So what's your favorite design? Like what? I mean, you say all these different things. Are you making like tentacles arms, or you just making like a hammer or something like that? It's funny you say that. We did do. I will say
to protect us from copyrights or trademarks or whatnot. I'll just say the hammer of a Norse god.
Oh yes, well,
With a the end was glands shaped.
Mjolnir.
So yeah,
It's Mjolnir.
I didn't
Nope.
say it.
Well,
Yep.
it's Norse legend.
That's
it
a
can't
good
be
point.
copyrighted.
That's a
so
good point. You're right.
it's,
Okay, fair enough.
So what would that be called? Dieldernir?
Oh, see, I need to come to you for some of the naming ideas.
We can name all your
Absolutely.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
what we're specialists of. Not only sex therapists, but also naming of sex toy specialists.
Yep.
So since this is our Christmas special, we have a poem that a fan has written for us. And it was a magical poem. There was no address on it except for it came in the mail. It just said North Pole. I'm like, what is going on? North Pole. It had a guy's named Sir Dickalus, which was weird. So I didn't want to really actually look at this poem. I said, this is just going to be fun. Why not? We're
just going to give it to Peter to read.
Yeah,
so
Peter's just going to read it right now.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to read it right off the screen here.
Yeah.
We scanned it in here,
Yeah.
and let's just let's go. Apologies if I it's my first time reading it.
All right.
All right. 'Twas the night before Sexmas, and on top the rug, not a vibrator was buzzing, not even a plug. Silk stockings were flung on the headboard with flair, in hopes that Sir Dickalus would soon be there. Chet and Diane were nestled naked in bed, while visions of sexy bums danced in their heads. And Diane, with her bullwhip and Chet's penis tucked, had just passed out after a long winter's fuck. When out on the porch, they heard such a splatter, like a large man emptying his bladder. Chet went to the window for a flash, tore open the blinds and threw up his ass. His moon on the pane, all ready to show, made a brip on the glass and started to glow. When what to Chet's male-gazing eyes did appear but a purple Bentley and 8 brawny man-deer. With a drippy, fresh driver so lively and thick, Chet knew in a moment he must be Sir Dick. More tighter than kegels, his quarters they came, and he whistled and catcalled and demeaned them by name. Now Doucher, now Dickless, Lance Basser and Nixon, on Kermit, on Stupid, on Schlonger and Flexen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the stall. Now jerk away, jerk away, jerk away all. Like rubbers being pulled off of wieners they fly, air thrusting their hips like they were mounting the sky. So up to the rooftop, the quarters they flew, with a car full of sex toys, and Sir Dickalus too. And then with a crashing, Chet heard on the shingles the jerking and squirting of each little dingle. As Chet pulled out his member because he's aroused, down the trash chute came Sir Dickalus, who looked unhoused. He was dressed in velour from his head to his feet, and his clothes were all soiled with vomit and skeet. A bag of sex toys he had strapped to his back, and he looked like a dommed-up pimp strung out on crack. His gold shades they twinkled, his bare chest how hairy. His track pants were so tight you could see his cherry. His large flap on his ass was tied up like a bow, and the coke on his nose was as white as the snow. The meth that he smoked made him missing some teeth, and the smell of his breath reeked of Cheetos and beef. He had a tight ass and a large round package that throbbed when he laughed, so it was never flaccid. He was chiseled and fit, a right handsome old prince. Chet was turned on when he peered, despite his preference. A wink of his eye and a kiss of his lips, soon he knew Chet and Diane would be in much bliss. He moaned not a word when he started to twerk and filled all the silk stockings. After he jerked, after placing his finger right in his beehole, he flew up the trash chute as if it were a pole. He jumped in his car and gave his crew some catcalls. They flew away like a rope was tied on their balls. But Chet heard him yell as he drove out of sight, "Happy Sexmas, y'all! You're getting lucky tonight."
Wow. Yeah.
Woo.
Getting lucky indeed. That's a very nice poem. I feel so festive and horny. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, thank
I really
you.
felt something there.
Sir Dickalus, who sent us that from the North Pole. That was a very great
Good
gift.
reading.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Peter, we got a call coming in.
We absolutely do, Chet. So we have a call from Cheryl. Now, Cheryl is doing festive role play with her husband, but feels it's slowly getting out of control.
You are talking sex live right now with Chet and Diane. Is this Cheryl?
Yes, this is Cheryl. Thank you for having me on.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah. So you're doing role playing. What kind of role playing are you doing?
Well, my husband and I, throughout our marriage, have done all different kinds of role play. You know, French maid, librarian, fireman, every scenario you can think of. You know, and this year we were getting in the Christmas spirit. And my husband dressed up as Santa, and we, you know, I was like sitting on his lap, and it was very fun and cute. And then the next night he wanted to do it again. And I said, well, let's try something else. And he insisted. So we did it again. And then the next night he said, I want to be Santa again.
Well,
And I said, what if we were just Cheryl and Dan? Dan is my husband. Can you bleep out his name? I'm just realizing.
it's all right. Cheryl and husband.
Cheryl and husband. And I said, can we just be us tonight? And he said, no. And it's escalating, as they say, very quickly. I feel he doesn't want to take the suit off.
So does he believe he's Santa, or does he believe in
Oh,
Santa?
no. He just says that the plushness of the suit and the power that Santa has gives him a very sexual feeling that he does not want to let go of.
It's very powerful.
I mean, that's honestly very similar to the concept of a furry. I mean, you get into this persona, or as they say, a fursona, where you get to be some way different from yourself, and the clothing and the feeling of the clothing and the feeling of being, someone bigger. I mean, Santa Claus is a portly gentleman. It gives people a certain additional sense of being someone other than themselves that maybe they feel more confident in. So I can see that being a thing.
Does he identify as Santa? Like he feels that he is Santa?
Or he acts like Santa in the moment?
Okay, well, I mean, may I answer that question with a question?
Sure.
You speak of furries, but do furries want to make you move to Alaska to make it, quote, all feel more real, unquote?
It's getting really, really intense.
He asked if we could adopt a little
Reindeer?
person.
Oh, for an elf.
Yes, and I said that is beyond the pale.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's becoming a different person.
It's a little much. Yeah, so with role playing in any type of sexual fetish or kink, you need to play it by the BDSM rules of keeping it safe, sane, and consensual. So going to the extreme of moving to Alaska, that's more...
That was a compromise from the North Pole. I just want to say that.
Yeah, it makes sense because, there is a North Pole, Alaska, and, the actual technical North Pole is not on any land. It's just on a sheet of ice in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. But
He does not believe that. He says that's a conspiracy theory.
of course,
But go on.
it's a flat earther, baby. I don't know.
It is a problem when you're trying to force a partner,
Exactly.
such as our caller here, Cheryl, to make such a change against her will. And I assume, Cheryl, this is you're implying that this is not something you're interested in, correct?
Well, I mean, all my family is here. I don't want to move clear across the country. Can I just say one thing? I went through his computer history,
Uh-oh.
and he was pricing sleighs. Sleighs!
So hook it up to...
So he'd probably get you to drive it and he'd be in the back.
That's actually a good question. Has he ever had you dress up in anything for this role play, or is it only him?
Are you an elf? Or are you
Or
Mrs.
Mrs.
Claus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want the list?
Yeah, well, you said you
Should I
sat,
just
you
put it
sat
all
on your
out there?
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I have been an elf.
Okay.
I have been Mrs. Claus.
hmm
I have been a present that must be unwrapped.
Ooh, that's kind of sexy. I like that.
I have been a candy cane.
Mm.
I have been a stocking full of coal.
Wow.
That one kinda
Anything
works for
you
me.
can think of.
Yeah.
I have been.
I don't see
I
the
have been a
problem.
letter.
Ah,
A letter itself, a piece of paper.
I can imagine
He
that.
loved it.
That sounds great. So, but you're not into this though.
I'm just saying that there's a limit on everything.
Yeah. Well, let's
You
see.
know, I don't mind being a French maid one night, but I don't want to be a French maid every night.
Got it. Seems like you're not comfortable, but you were listing out some amazing costumes that you were like.
Oh, no doubt. Those were
yeah,
fire.
Those were all really fun, but you didn't seem into it. But
Yeah.
it's just like it's all your perception. If you're not into it, then it's a no go.
It's just, too much of a good thing. I would rather switch it up more, but I guess I do admire the power I see him take on when he puts on the suit.
So I have a question for you. You say switch it up more, and it makes me wonder, is there anything you would want him to do? For instance, if you were in control of this situation, is there any kind of role play or dress up that you would enjoy? Is it maybe that you're not getting what you want out of the role play and dress up, or is that you just want nothing to be happening and you want vanilla?
Well, I don't think being in love with my husband is exactly vanilla, sir, but if that's how you see it.
Oh,
That's
vanilla
fine
is
for
wonderful.
you.
Vanilla is wonderful. Honestly,
I
it's
love vanilla.
Vanilla, if you go back to the roots of the word, it's the fact that the word vagina and vanilla both mean sleeve in Latin, and so they actually have the same root. So vanilla is just vagina, and I think everyone here is a big fan of those.
Yeah.
So that's not
I
a
love
negative
vaginas.
at all.
Diane
Is
loves
chocolate then
vagina.
your butthole a Latin
Yeah.
word?
Yeah. It means choco. which is
Cocoa, yeah, I'm not sure the
cocoa.
analogy stretches that far, but we could look into it.
Hey, we will figure it out, but at a later time. So
But yes, point being, Cheryl, that's not a knock on it. I mean, if your relationship, I'm sure, is wonderful. I want to make sure I understand what it is you want. Is it that you're not getting your own alternate need met, or is it that you just want to bring it down to the simple things?
It's just that role play is fine, but I know the man I married, and I love the man I married, and I'd like to see him in the bed every so often.
so wait. When you role play, you're not in the bed. Is that what you're
You
saying?
know what I mean.
You know, the character.
Yeah,
Oh,
as a
got it.
Thank you
character.
so much.
she's not saying her husband.
Yes,
she's-
You just want to have sex with the name that
Just
you didn't
as
want
each
to-
other
Yeah,
instead of dressing
yeah.
up as a character.
Yeah, and he
is what
only
she's
wants to
saying.
be Santa
Exactly.
Claus. So
Exactly.
Huh.
I didn't marry Santa Claus.
Would you maybe be willing to concede with him wearing maybe red and white socks during sex or something,
Just tone
something
it
that makes
down
him
a
feel
little bit?
connected to it, but is not fully in
That's
costume?
fine.
Just grow a beard.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just sure.
meet him halfway.
Exactly. I just need to find a way to peel that man out of the suit.
You know, there are those the red pajamas with the flap
Butt
on
flap.
the butt flap
Yeah.
on the back. And
Diane
it feels
has
like
those.
that's both Santa Clausy and
Yeah.
there you go.
Flip down the butt flap, and then you go ahead and penetrate behind.
Yeah.
So I was just going to suggest maybe he can just grow out his beard and just dye it white. And
If
then,
she's attracted to that, maybe she's not.
yeah.
I mean, at least that would be physically him. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Well, I'm open to anything, but right now at his job, he is not allowed to have a beard. He works with heavy machinery.
Oh, got it. I thought you were going to say like the law enforcement or the military. But how about you dressed up as Krampus and you dominate him? The
That'll show him.
the
Yeah.
That's
anti-Christmas.
kind of what I was trying to get
Yeah.
toward. Yes, absolutely.
You be Krampus, and he's got basically like goat legs and huge goat horns, and
Oh,
he
I
carries
know
a
who
sack.
it is.
Good.
And
Scare
I
him
know who
straight.
it looks
Yeah.
like. And just look, I'm called into a sexual program.
Yeah.
But please don't try and pull me over to your satanic
I'm
ways.
sorry, but I do believe maybe you dom him. You dominate him. You pull out of your
I
sack.
can talk about that, but I don't need to have Satan in my bedroom.
It's
Just
not
like I
Satan,
don't need
it's
to have Satan
Krampus.
in my heart.
It's Krampus. I
Then
don't know.
why do they look the same?
Well, I think he's also got a really long tongue. like really long tongue. It's just
Who
dust.
Satan or
else do you
Krampus?
think Satan
Krampus.
has a short, stubby tongue, sir?
Yes, that's what differentiates Satan and Krampus. Satan's got the short tongue.
It's the tongue, right? You look for
Krampus
the
has
tongue.
got
Yes, I forgot about the old
3 foot long.
rhyme. That's right. Yeah.
I think it's what is it, Danish? It's like from the Netherlands or German.
Sounds about
something.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It might seem a little demonic, but it's more about just scaring your husband straight and dominating him. And maybe it'll change his view or perception. Like you scare him enough, he's like, whoa, I don't want to be Santa anymore. You know, flip the page a little.
Yeah, so get Santa's natural enemy
Yeah.
in that position. Yeah.
Yeah.
an
Many
interesting
a
angle.
story of Santa versus Krampus.
Psychological.
Yeah.
Well, normally I would say that these kinds of tricks do not belong in a marriage, but if this means I don't have to move to Alaska, I am going to try it.
Yeah. Hopefully we've given you enough options that you can stop having this fantasy with your husband, or just have an open conversation and just say, you know what, I think I'm done with the whole Christmas thing. It's appropriate for the holidays, but once January 1st hits, maybe we should switch over to other type of
That would be the
role-playing.
simple way to go
Yes,
about
that
it.
would be the much simpler thing.
You know what? I love all of your ideas, and I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah.
I hope you stay away from the jaws of Satan.
Yeah, definitely
But
not.
I'm going to have a difficult conversation on December 26th, and just put your prayers with me at Christmas Mass.
Oh yeah, definitely will.
Yeah.
Well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a good evening, Cheryl. Please stay sex positive. Have a good night.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Peter, do we have a caller coming in?
So we have Gumbo calling in, and Gumbo has a spouse who gets him a specific gift every year that really turns her on, but it's causing him some issues, and he'd like some advice on it. So I'd love to hear what this is about.
Oh, well, you're talking sex live with Chet and Diane. Is this Gumbo?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh, hello.
hello, Gumbo.
Hello, this is Gumbo.
Wow.
Hello.
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 So what's going on with your spouse giving you a gift every year that's causing you some problems?
Hello, this is Gumbo.
Yeah, you said that.
My spouse buys me cologne every year for Christmas, and it really turns him on. But it gives me a terrible rash.
Got it.
I feel it's a, how do you say, a moral conundrum, because it's irritating and painful to wear, but every time I wear it, it's sexy time, which is pretty fun for me.
Yeah. It seems like I feel your pain. I would want
Oh,
to
not
wear
with this
that.
rush, buddy.
Oh, I'm curious on how you're allergic to. What goes on? Is it just a bad rash? Do you put it on your penis, or is it just on your
Cologne on the penis?
I don't know. Maybe she wants
I don't
to. I
know.
guess turns her on so much that she sprays it on his dick.
Oh.
And
I think he said it was a husband.
It's a husband. Is that correct, Gumbo?
Yes, it's Gumbo.
No, you're not your name, Gumbo. But are you married to a man or a woman?
Yes, I am Gumbo.
Yeah, but are you married to a man or a woman?
It's gentleman man.
Okay, good. So you're married to a male lover. So he gets turned on by this cologne. Do you put it on your penis, or do you put it on your neck? Are you putting it on your body and you break out? Where's that rash come from?
It's whole body rash.
Wow.
It's from neck to toes, because toes are fun.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So do you have like pustules coming up, or is it just like super red?
How do you say? Do you know what the corned beef hash?
Yeah.
I look like a corned beef hash.
Gross.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. But so you think if you sprayed this on and you look like corned beef hash, your partner would notice and say, "Hey, doesn't that hurt? What's going on?"
That's actually a question I had.
Yeah.
Because you say that this really, the cologne really turns on your partner. But I wanted to make sure I understand the time of this, Gumbo. Is your partner turned on by the smell of the cologne, or does your partner seem to get turned on after the rash appears?
Oh, more of a fetish towards him being in pain, which is, I wouldn't recommend that because it's not safe, sane, and consensual. So
Gumbo has a confession. Gumbo isn't. I'm not the most attractive man in the world.
Oh, you sound attractive.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
My husband is actually the most attractive man, but I like to work in the dark, as they say.
Oh, so you have sex with the lights off.
Lights off, yeah.
That's fine.
So then you probably wouldn't.
And I haven't told him because it's sexy time and what a good thing.
I didn't catch
What
that.
was that,
with Phil.
the last
Beep,
part?
beep, beep, beep,
I
beep.
think he said it's a wonderful thing.
It is a
Sexy
wonderful
time is a
thing.
wonderful
Got
thing.
excited there.
Yeah, we had to stop sexy time just so we could do this show just for you. So, yeah. So, all right.
Do you wear cologne too then?
Diane doesn't really like it. It's a little overpowering. So she just likes my natural body odor.
Oh.
Yeah. So I do like when she puts on a few things. Nothing too expensive. Just like rose oil, just different oils.
Okay.
Very simple and elegant. So I also enjoy just her smell. Like the smell of her vagina is super
Whoa,
intoxicating.
that went right to
I'm just trying to tell you.
oils to
Escalated
vagina.
fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really just...
No.
Who's
Not that I
Gina?
disagree. Not yours specifically. I don't.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that, but I know the feeling.
There's a lot of aphrodisiacs in the vagina. That's just human anatomy right there. It's in our genes.
Right.
It makes us turned on.
Back to his
Pheromones,
question
sorry.
and what we're supposed to be talking about,
No
right?
problem. So,
Gina sounds like a wonderful person.
no, this is Diane. She has a vagina. And it smells good to me, so she doesn't need to use any type of perfumes or any other smells.
Not if you wash it like a normal person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can smell like, if you don't wash it. Same thing with penises.
Oh,
it can
yes.
smell like fish farms or fish markets.
But you want to be careful with the cleaning too, because there's a pH balance to keep
That's right.
intact, and douches
really?
are always a bad idea. We're moved long
Yeah, you
past
don't wanna
those.
do
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Diane washes my penis in the shower every day.
I do.
That's
She's
easier.
very, very thorough when she washes
I pull
it.
back the foreskin and
And
I
she really
go
takes
to town on
that
dick.
bar of soap and she gets right around the rim there, really scrubbing it.
Yeah.
good.
So
Oh.
I'm loving this conversation. I'm
But
not
the
cutting you
caller,
off
Who
because
wouldn't
it's fascinating,
be?
but I do
Gumbo.
think Gumbo needs some help here.
Oh, okay.
Let's focus on
All
Gumbo.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Peter's being the director mode right now. But anyways, that's why we hire him. So Gumbo,
Have you thought about just spraying the perfume not on you but
Yeah.
around?
The pillow?
Like or on your clothes instead of on your skin?
Huh. So like shower mist and walk into it. Like,
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
like a girl in Clueless or something
Yeah.
like that. Mist the air and perhaps.
I
just,
think that would still make him break out though, because it's still getting
Bit
on his
skin,
skin.
yeah.
It needs to be on some type of
Like
fabric,
a clothes?
or maybe his like the pillow or the linens of the bedding, or just something else
Well,
in
the
room.
bedding could get
Yeah.
skin to skin.
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask the hard question here. But have you talked to your spouse about this problem at all? Because we're hitting
No.
this. Oh. Okay.
no.
Yeah,
No,
that's a little tough.
it happened the first time, and then I got nervous and said nothing.
What
because,
is what's the smell? Let's just get down to the
Is
brass
that
tacks
relevant?
here. It is relevant because I have a solution, but I don't know what the
Okay,
smell
all right.
is.
What is the smell?
Could be an alternative.
It's very sharp. It stings the nostrils. It's I don't know. It smells like cologne that burns my body. I don't know.
All right, sorry. Well, it's some mystery cologne, but maybe get one of those.
Oh
essential,
no. Do you remember Dracar Noir?
Yeah, Dracar Noir. Yeah, it's
Classic.
Right
It's
out of
not.
CVS.
It's not like that.
Oh, okay. So some
Not
other
like that.
it's like a rip-off or knockoff cologne
99-cent
that
store.
makes you
It sounds like
break
an
out.
opposite.
Yeah. So my solution
It's called the Clorox Noir. You must know. It's
Clorox
very-
Noir. It sounds like there's bleach in there.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, that might explain
Yeah.
a bit right there.
Yeah, so-
And it's just to be clear, what kind of a bottle does this come in?
We buy it at Costco. We buy it in volume, so it's a big white bottle. To what you said earlier, I sprayed it on the bed, and it ruins all the sheets.
That
It's
seems
horrid.
like it's a cleaning product.
I
It's
think
bleach.
you said Clorox Noir,
Yeah,
which
that
would be the black variant of Clorox.
Yeah.
It sounds like. I think you just are buying Clorox bleach in
Yeah.
a spray container and
No,
are spraying
no.
yourself with
You
bleach.
should not spray yourself with bleach. So what I was trying
No.
to say, you can get one of those essential oil smelling machines, and you can put the smell in the essential oil machine, and it comes out, and that will turn them on. But not if it's bleach.
No,
Right.
Not if
right.
it's bleach.
I think your husband just likes the smell of bleach, which is interesting.
Yes.
I have a follow-up question. If I give him $200 to buy my present for Christmas, and you're telling me it's this bleach cleaning product, forgive me for asking, but do they sell $200 bleach?
No. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose if you buy enough bleach at a time,
Yeah,
it could add
couple-
up to $200, but you'd be talking many gallons.
hundreds of
I
gallons.
think. Yes.
Yeah, because bleach is pretty cheap. So, but
I get one jug.
one
I get
jug
one jug for Christmas. That's it?
for $100.
$200.
$200.
$200.
$200.
Well,
You get
and
a
also,
jug.
I'm a little bit concerned because you're saying that you're giving him the $200, which he's then spending on gifts for you.
Yikes.
So, I mean, does he work at all, or are
Doesn't
you
sound like
supporting
it.
your entire your family?
I'd like to be the breadwinner. He's my stay-at-home hubby.
okay.
I'd like to take care of him.
House husband.
I guess I have to ask another uncomfortable question. Do you make a lot of money?
I make more than the standard Romanian from Bucharest. Yeah.
Oh, no. Getting right down to the brass tacks.
I
on where
just
it's
can't
from.
help but wonder if there's. Do you experience any other allergic reactions in your home?
Yeah.
Perhaps after. Does he prepare meals for you at all?
Yeah, this is starting to sound like that scene from The Sixth Sense where that little girl like was poisoned by her mom.
Yeah, the soup, the Munchausen
Yeah, and then
thing.
the boy sees.
Oh.
Sorry for anybody listening.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's,
Well, we didn't get to the full spoiler yet.
Yeah.
So yes.
But yeah,
I wouldn't know. I don't have taste buds anymore.
well, that would
It's,
be it. Yeah,
all the food tastes like texture.
I think he's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of where I was
No.
heading to.
yeah, yeah. I
No,
would,
Sergey loves me.
No.
I give him money. He buys me Clorox No One.
Are you
he's very-
sure he's gay? Sorry to bring this up, but maybe he's not gay, and
Ow.
he's just married you for your money, and he's trying to kill you, and then he goes off and he marries whoever he wants. Sorry to make the bummer, especially around the holidays.
Well,
here.
and also, I mean, you did say he only seems to get sexual when you spray yourself with the Clorox Noir. How often are you two even having sex, if you don't mind me asking?
yeah,
Every half linear moon. So that's every 180 Julian days.
3 days, 3 times a year.
180 is that's twice a year. That's every 6
Yeah,
months, basically.
yeah.
So that's really that's not much.
Yeah, yeah.
That's more than your Romanian from Bucharest, though.
At least it's not that much bleach he's putting on
That
himself.
is true. Well, but then he can't taste, so he's obviously
true.
getting.
Yeah.
But you're getting a whole gallon of this stuff just to have sex twice a year. I think you're kind of getting conned and ripped off. I hate saying this because we want to be more sex positive, but you need to leave him and find somebody else that you're safe with. The whole thing that we like to preach is safe, sane,
Yeah.
and consensual. This is not safe at all.
I would say you're getting the shaft here, but I feel like the point is you're not getting
Not
the shaft
getting any
here.
shaft.
Yes.
No,
At
that's
all.
at all.
That's not worth it.
To be honest, I could get more shaft.
You could get
more.
more shaft.
Yes.
And
Yes.
hopefully there's
That's
a prenup.
getting more shaft would be sex positive, but
Yes.
Yes.
it seems like I'm in a sex negative.
Yeah,
I need
very
a-
sex negative. right now.
I do think that's kind of the conclusion
Yeah.
that they're coming to here, and I'm with them, is honestly, if you left this relationship, you might not be breaking out in hives anymore.
Yeah.
You might not be sick anymore. You might get your taste buds back, and you might get some actual shaft.
Get some more dick. Yeah, a lot more dick.
So if I'm hearing correctly, you want me to leave Sergey, which would be a negative.
Not
and then
really,
I would
because you'll
be,
still be alive. So it's not a negative. It's a very much of a positive. A lot more sex too.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think we've ever steered somebody just to be like, leave him now. But this is a dangerous situation, and when it comes to this point, you do need to leave him right away because, yeah, hopefully you don't have any type of prenup that you sign. You do want a prenup so that you don't have to give him a lot of money. But even if you do have to give him a lot of money, it's better off that you live.
Hello? Sergey, I'm on the phone. I'm leaving. Oh, no. Sergey, I'm leaving. You give me bleach. I'm leaving.
Oh, God.
Hold on. I'm still on the phone. Is there more positives I need, or is there more negatives?
Just tell him that, just very kindly, just like, hey, you know what?
Don't tell him yet. Get a lawyer.
Yeah, and say that you want.
Sergey, get a lawyer.
Not him. No.
You need to get a lawyer.
No, I'm getting a lawyer for you.
No. Okay.
Jesus.
All right.
This guy.
Listen, Gumbo, just get away from Sergey. Get any opportunity you have to get yourself safe, and hire your own lawyer for yourself, and get a divorce going ASAP, and save yourself, and go buy yourself some cologne that you like the smell of, but not from Costco.
And not bleach. Not bleach.
Read the ingredients.
Yeah, so I hope you're safe.
I've always liked CK1. It has floral notes.
Oh, yeah, you can't go wrong with CK1. Yeah.
That's classy.
You'll find a good partner. So I hope you can resolve this, my friend. Please stay safe and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boy, I think we're going to have to maybe look out for for Gumbo. I mean, it's an unusual name. We may need to.
Yeah, especially from Romania with Gumbo.
I hate to suggest checking the obituaries, and I hope we don't have to do that. But I hope we can follow up with him and make sure he's safe.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, this is the first time we've told somebody just like, go, leave. Yeah. You're in a dangerous situation. And so, I mean, it's the right advice, though. And
it is. It's a rare call, but it's a strong one.
Yeah. From the Talkin' Sex Life family to you, we wish you happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
And a happy new year. Please keep it safe, sane, and consensual, and have a good night.